Hello my beautiful and amazing people, badass Dark Zone agents and all the big nipple lovers. Today I have for you build that has never done before. Yeah, you heard me right, my beautiful bastard. This build has never done before and it's absolutely gorgeous. It will destroy anything and anyone. And the key point here is that we have hazard protection. We can be immune to all status effects in the game. Our skills are at maximum possible skill power, and that's number 6. Also, we have more than 300% crit damage, health damage buffs, damage to armor, buffs or bonuses, you name it. So in this build there are plenty of synergies, but I have to warn you all, this build is not friendly for new players. Obviously, I will explain how you can replace all the named items I can use and still be pretty much unstoppable, but just keep in mind that this is endgame build and you need 4, ideally 5 named items and 1 exotic backpack. So we are using quite a bit of really good gear here, and the results are obvious. We have assault turret that smashes enemies, Cheshka turbo knee pads will split damage between 2 enemies, which will help me to kill enemies way quicker. I'm using obliterate talent, I am using Jarl's name and mask, which will add additional health damage buff, which will go also towards our assault turret. So assault turret will deal more health damage as well, and the same story with the armor and damage out of cover. So plenty of things, and as may you noticed, my main weapon here is Backfire Exotic SMG. It's absolutely ridiculous build. Like I said, you have never seen anything quite like this before. But before we continue, quick word from the sponsor, Dealing.net. If you don't have enough time or good teammates, but you still don't have all the best items in your game, then Dealing.net is set for you. They have absolutely amazing team of consoles. They will complete your order super quick. If you will use my promo code RBD for RBD, you will receive 15% discount on absolutely all service. Amazing deal, especially when right now they have some crazy sales going on, so definitely check these guys out. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate, drop your comment down below in the comment section or contact the operator, and the rest will be the history. But now let's get back to this build. And like I said, I have not seen anyone creating this monstrosity. This build could be easily one of my favorite builds right now in the game, because it will provide us with crazy utility. You can swap skills on the fly. It really depends on what type of skills you want to use. You can use shock trap, you can use assault turret, stinger hive, even healing hive, and make yourself immortal. Or artificial hive and assault turret combo can be absolutely nasty in this one as well. So if you haven't seen this build before, please hit that like, and if you're new, smash that sub. Welcome to the family. Let's squeeze some booty cheeks together. For specialization here, we're gonna use technician specialization because it will provide us with additional skill tier, skill damage, disrupt grenades, which are extremely handy on legendary difficulty because you are fighting shenanigans all the time, like dogs, drones, healing stations, mini tanks, yada, all that annoying stuff will be deleted quite easily with your disrupt grenade and some help of assault turret. In terms of my numbers, I'm sitting at crit chance cap, so it means you can reroll crit chance attributes for additional crit damage or skill damage. Hazard protection can be absolutely improved. What I mean by that, I'm using bleed resistance mods, but you could get 2 hazard protection minor attribute rolls on your gear pieces, and in mod slots simply use crit damage mods, and in that way you will be completely immune to all status effects, not only from bleed effect, because I'm using bleed resistance mods. So this is simple tweak how you can make this build even better, but it involves a lot of farming. My gear is not perfect, although I have pretty much every named item in this setup. For second weapon, I'm using a lot named assault rifle with perfect flatline talent. For mid-range fight or kills, it works really good. I love the lot name, the assault rifle for pistol, quick step for quick movement. For mask, I'm using Yal's named mask with skill tier, but if you are lucky enough and you have Yal's mask with hazard protection, minor attribute, health damage buff, 14% health damage as second attribute, you can reroll core attribute for skill tier, and then you will not waste bleed resistance mod. So you have 10% additional hazard protection, so it means you can now use a crit damage mod on your mask. Unfortunately, my RNG gods are not that good, but it's typical story in Division 2. I'm always getting shitty items, and it's really hard to find the Al's name and mask with hazard protection, minor attribute roll. For chest piece, I'm using Vulcan and Harris chest piece, and since I'm using Ninja Bag backpack, from my mask I will get hazard protection and 10% additional weapon damage as 2-piece branded buffs. From my chest piece I will get 5% weapon damage and damage to armor, also 5% buff. I'm using Obliterate as my main talent, but you could actually use also Overwatch talent, which would buff your skill damage and weapon damage, and not only that, but also you would improve your teammate damage as well if you love to play with your squad, clan members, you name it. If you're a solo player, maybe stick with Obliterate. But Overwatch is really good option for team runs in this hybrid build. For holster, I'm using Picaro's named holster from Arquebus set, and 2-piece brand set buffs will give me additional skill haste and 1 skill tier. But unfortunately, I have armor regen on my holster. Ideally, I would replace that armor regen with hazard protection, and now boom, my build is completely immune to all status effects, and I am increasing my DPS output even further because I can replace bleed resistance mods with crit damage mods. So if I will get lucky, I would love to find Yal's mask with hazard protection on as minor attribute, and the same story with Picaro's holster. Armor regen is not needed, I would rather use hazard protection as second roll. So yeah, that would make my build even stronger. For backpack, Ninja Bag backpack, I'm using also named Sokolov's gloves, which will increase my status effect damage, skill damage, and I have skill tier rolled on those gloves. Knee pads, named item again, Cheshka Turmal knee pads. I will split damage between 2 enemies, and since we have a lot of damage from Backfire Exotic SMG, I will kill enemies extremely rapidly, extremely quickly. Also, I'm playing without any companions to receive hazard protection buff and weapon damage buff. But again, this build works really well. I'm playing on legendary difficulty with 3 directives applied solo, and I'm smashing enemies with hybrid build. It's absolutely magical setup, and I recommend you to try this one. Like I said, you need plenty of named items and some really favorable rolls on your gear in order for this build to be absolutely ST++, but it's definitely worth your grind, and there's nothing much to do in this game still. Hey, see you in the next one.